All right, what's going on, everyone? Jack here from Chrome, and I'm going to do a live setup of my BetaFPV Air75. So I just got this in the mail. BetaFPV reached out to me. They said, hey, we made some improvements. Would you like to review it? I said, absolutely. Now, I don't have an original Air75. I've done some modifications. I swapped the frame and the prop. So, but it is essentially the original. So I'm going to walk you through how to set this up, going through Betaflight. I'm going to fly it so you can see it in action. And they also sent me their new Gemini receivers. They are the SuperX Xross. So we've got like this tiny and then the nano, right? So you got one that has two antennas or one that has one. So if you have a really small build or big build. So those are kind of cool. I think they start like $13 for a Gemini, ELRS Gemini receiver. All right, let's get into the unboxing and setup of this BetaFPV Air75. And you guys can see how I go about setting up a drone. So I'm going to actually set it up on my Radiomaster TX15, but the process is going to be the same if you have some other radio. It's basically the same process. All right, so let's see. Now I know they also have a new Air75 frame, which this is not on. So that's interesting. All right, so in the box, I've got 4 extra props. I've got this connection tool, which I've got a bunch of, and I've got an extra canopy. So this is the Air75. So we're going to go ahead and set it up. Now, they did send me this new frame, and you can see, and I saw Nick Burns got the new Air65 frame. So this is a tiny bit lighter and a tiny bit more rigid, right? So if you're interested, let me know. The question is, when did they release this this version? And that I don't actually have an answer for. I don't know that this version that I have is different than the last one that I reviewed. It has the 5-in-1 board. Actually, if I'm looking here, oh no, this is an HD0. This is a totally different drone. Sorry about that. Totally different drone. That one that I have there, but they said new 23,500 kV motors. All right, so they say it's faster anyway. It's going to be incrementally better if at all. But this new frame is more rigid. So hopefully they start shipping them with the new frame. I'll let you know when that is the case. So let's walk you through setting this up. The first thing you're going to need to do is grab yourself a cable. All right, this is a USB-C cable, and there is this dongle that comes inside the package with your drone, and you need this to connect to your drone. So you're going to connect, actually, before you connect it to that piece there, you're going to want to connect this to your drone. So just kind of take a look at which way it goes in so you don't mess that up. And then slide that into place, connect it there. And then once that's connected, I'm going to go ahead and connect my drone. Okay, so the next thing you're going to have to do is go into Betaflight. So let me just get this set up over here. I'm going to work on a couple of screens, and let's get Betaflight up on board. All right, so application wants to be updated. Sure. So I'm using the Chrome-based Betaflight, and that's what I suggest you do because it basically is going to always be the newest version, and it's just app.betaflight.com. I'm going to click connect. Didn't work here, so I'm going to select my device. If you can't find it, just say I can't find it. It'll pop up right there. Connect and connect. All right, so let's just take a look at some of the things happening in here. It's acting the way it's supposed to in Betaflight, so we're good there. Let's set up my modes. Now, this is how I do things. Arm on channel 1, that's good. Angle on channel 2, that's what I like. I don't like horizon, so I'm going to delete it. I want my beeper on aux 3 and flip over after crash on aux 4. That's just how I set up all of my drones so that whenever I fly, it's consistent. So we're talking 1, 2, 3, 4. That's also how I set up my radio. I walked through how to do that when I got this radio. So if you want to see how to do some of that, that's a different video. Okay, so I like that. I'm going to click save. I'm going to go to CLI. I also like to put on crash recovery. Set, is it crash underscore recovery equals on? All right. Now, those are the things I like to do in Betaflight. You can see that my drone here is flashing rapidly. That means it's sending out a Wi-Fi signal. So I have to set up the Wi-Fi on this drone. Actually, I have to set up the receiver, and I'm going to use the Wi-Fi to do that. So I'm going to go to my computer here, lower right-hand corner, and I'm going to automatically. The password is Express ELRS, all lowercase. Now, once I've done that, I'm going to open up a browser and go to 10.0.0.1, and I can type in a binding phrase. Now, my radio has a binding phrase on it. It's half chrome, right? And any drone that I set up with a binding phrase, half chrome, will now be able to fly with this radio. So that's what I'm doing here. So I'm going to type in my passphrase, half chrome. I'm going to save it. Boom. And now this drone has that ELRS passphrase on board, right? So now when I disconnect and reconnect, now I'm going to turn on my radio.
Welcome to HTX.
I'm going to go back into Betaflight. And now I'm going to go to the receiver tab.
Telemetry connected.
And you heard that telemetry connected. That means that now when I move the sticks on my radio, you can see it is responding, right? So my throttle works, check my roll, my yaw, my pitch, everything is good. Aux 1, aux 2, aux 3, aux 4. So I'm ready to go. Let's look at a couple of things real quick. My configuration. I want to make sure that these are on, so if I crash, it'll beep. It'll say Air75. I'm in my goggles, so that's cool. Air mode is on. All right. Now, if I did everything right, we should be able to just fly. Okay. So here is the plan. We're going to actually, before we do, just take a quick peek at what we're getting into. Air75's $95. The frame is $3. Actually, that's the old frame. I believe the new frame, the more rigid one, is $5. These lava batteries, that's what I'm flying on. 4 for $21. That's not bad. All right, so starting December 12th, that's when it's equipped with the 5-in-1, which is what I have. I think my original was a 4-in-1 with a built-in receiver. It was, now that I think of it. It's at school. I run a drone club. I donate my stuff to them. All right, so let's just get this thing in the air. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I got my HT0 goggles connected. And let's unplug this. Let's get a battery. Again, these Lava 450s are where it's at. I really like them. All right. Some people ask, why do I put on crash recovery? Well, if you're flying acro and you bump something, it's hard to recover. Crash recovery just kind of basically levels it out for you. Okay, return. All right, so let's get my goggles powered up. I don't know what channel this was on. I should have looked. Hopefully it's R1. Hopefully it's R something. Otherwise, I might have to go into Betaflight and adjust. All right, we're going to plug her in. I'm going to give you the feed here in a second.
Telemetry recovered.
All right, I got to find the channel. It's not R1. It's R8. All right, so let's do this. You guys want to see what I see? Camera 1, camera 2. All right. It's mirrored for you. I don't know why, but it is. So I'm going to fly this in angle mode. We're going to fly in angle mode because whenever I fly inside, that's what I do. It just makes life easier. And here we go. And she seems to be working. Money. All right, we're just going to fly around the basement a little bit under the ping pong table. You know, I haven't flown the... Haven't flown the old, my last Air75 in a while. So, we're going to have to... ping pong and we're good. Yeah, listen, I'm not claiming to be... It's like I just... line that pull up here. Sometimes when you crash, best thing to do is just reset. All right, here we go. Okay, so we're doing all right. Say hello to the fish. All right, they're good. And you know what? Let's see if we can't get this thing upstairs. See what sort of range we got. All right, so we're going upstairs, main level. There's Gus. Gus, don't attack me. All right, let's go to the third level. And we still got good signal, so that's pretty solid. You know, this is an analog drone, so we're not, you know, it's not high definition. This is just for basically having fun. Listen, I'm no Nick Burns pilot here, guys. I just kind of fly around and have some fun. And, you know, will this thing do acro? Absolutely. The 75 is a good quad because it tends to be a little bit more stable than, say, a 65, but it's not like overly powerful. I've been flying this Mobula 8 HD. I'm going to land here. Bring her back. Boom. All right. So that was fun. Switch back. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. Why is my camera? Oh, of course it does that. Yeah, I'm a little rusty. I'm always a little rusty. Why does it? Of course, you know, that's how these things work. Let's see. Could we get that camera? All right. Well, that camera will work. So, yeah, Air75. It's a fun quad. Definitely look into it. And like I said, they've got these new frames. They're $5. They're a tiny bit lighter. They're a tiny bit more rigid. And anytime you're flying something small like this, any gram matters. So definitely something I recommend if you want one of these. There's a coupon code. I don't know if it still works. Thank you. I don't know if it still works, but you know, it's worth a shot anyway. It was on my old 75, so I threw it in there. Ooh, we'll get that later. So yes, that's good. And I do like this radio. The more I fly with this, the more I like it. I love the full size gimbals. You know, I wasn't sure. I'm not sure still if I'm going to go away from this because I like this smaller form factor. But those gimbals are nice. I've got some really cool stuff coming out soon. Like I said, I've been flying this Mobula 8 HD0. I'll have that review in a couple of days. I just flew the Snaptane P40 Lite. That's a small mini drone. And then I'm working on some really cool stuff with another company that I can't tell you about. But I'm going to go do some more testing today. So that's exciting. So some cool stuff coming out on the channel in the not too distant future. All right. Let's just take a look at some comments real quick. All right. A dozen Air75. A dozen. You're planning on breaking those things, huh? Yes, a little rusty. Listen, I am a little rusty. And I got this, I don't know if it's carpal tunnel or something going on. That's not helpful either. Having fun is the whole point. It's all about having fun. So, hey guys, thanks for checking in. Hopefully I walked you through something or you learned at least that they have a new frame or they have some new ELRS Gemini receivers. If you got questions, hit me up and catch you on the flip side. Thanks for watching.